Right, so let's review this then. It's a weird Hotpoint model I've never seen before. Ever. I didn't know it even existed. I remember there was obviously the HVL 621s, but this is a HSTB621. Yeah. Oh, model name. So what makes this weird and unusual then? Well, it's got a slim depth of about 45 centimetres, which is unusual to start off with. But you would be expecting then at that depth to have a Hotpoint Smart 6kg drum. But no, we actually just have a normal 5kg Indesit drum. So actually, it's bigger than a Hotpoint Smart, despite being the same depth as a Hotpoint Smart. There's obviously no model range on this, it's just the HSTB. I suppose it's a first edition then, maybe, but it's not. It's not one of them. So we'll have a look at the program list guide then. So we've got our programs listed on our detergent drawer. This is our program dial in the middle, represented with the letters and the numbers to represent the cycles. And we'll start off with program 1 then. So program 1 is the cotton cycle. This is just a general cotton cycle, and depending on what temperature you select, you can select all the way up to 90 degrees. So if you want the boil wash, you select 90. If you want a normal 60 degree wash, that's actually at 60 degrees, you select 60. If you want it actual at 40 degrees, you select 40. Timings for it are around 2 hours plus. So depending on how hot you go, you're looking at about 2 hours for normal 40, 2¼ hours for 60, close to 3 hours for 90 degrees. But you would kind of expect that anyway, it's at 90 degrees. Program 2 is cotton 20 degrees, which is obviously 2 hours 50 as standard. Bit of a weird one since it's over here. There's program 3 in synthetics 50 degrees. Nothing to really say other than it's half load at 3 kilos. Obviously max temperature of 50 degrees. It's about 80 to 90 minutes long. Then you got fast wash 60, a 60-minute 60 degree cotton cycle, which will take half a load, I think. Then you got mix 15, which will wash 1.5 kilograms in 15 minutes at 30 degrees. You got the baby cycle, which will do more rinses. It's a bit of a weird one actually, because baby cycle kind of changes depending on what generation of Hotpoint you have. Then you got the shirt cycle, which will wash 2 kilograms of shirts. It ends with like an easy iron stage automatically put in, so reduced ironing doesn't actually come on. No, it doesn't. That's weird. More on that in a second. And then we've got laundry cycle, which is quite a long cycle to wash delicate undergarments. It ends with a slow spin of about 600 RPM. Then you got the wool cycle to wash your woolens with. Uses the distribution wool technique. Then you got silk and delicates. So this will end with just a drain only at the end of the cycle, so the clothes will be soaking wet. This is about 50 minutes long, same with the wool cycle. Then you got the eco and cold cycles, also known as the eco and eco cycles. Yeah, you've got they're a bit rubbed out on this because it looks like some detergent's gone on here and it's rubbed it all off. You've got the standard eco cotton 60 and 40 degree settings, so to get the best energy efficiency, the best wash performance, the best spin performance all in one program, you select this program at either 60 or 40 degrees with a full load of laundry. Then you've got cotton cold, which is also known as cotton eco on other machines, but on this it's just cotton cold, which is for 3.5 kilograms of laundry and washes it cold. Then you've got synthetics cold, which is actually synthetics eco on other Hotpoint machines. Then you got fast wash cold, which is Fast Wash Eco, which is a 30-minute wash done in cold water for lightly soiled laundry. So yeah, this has 3 fast wash programs, all not put together. That's annoying. And mix 15 heats to 30 degrees. I'm going to do that because it heats like nothing. It's more generally a cold cycle. Then you got A, which is cotton rinses and spin, so it do 2 rinses and a final spin. And then you got B, which is spin and pump out, where if you select spin exclusion, it will just do drain only, or pump out as it's known. If you deselect it, it will do a full fast spin at its maximum spin, which is 1200 RPM. We'll go back to these options. So super wash adds on. It maintains temperature. It adjusts the wash pattern slightly, and I'm pretty sure it extends the second. I think it adds an extra rinse in the middle, which is super long as well. So it adds on about 25 minutes of time. We've got extra rinse, which will add on 1 rinse stage, so it will repeat first rinse basically. And if you add them together, you actually get 4 rinses at this point. You got reduced creases, and super wash is not available with reduced creases. What this does, depending on what program you generally select, is like, especially on the cotton cycle, it will reduce the final spin speed from 1200 RPM to about 600 RPM. It'll do an adjusted final spin cycle, so it kind of anti-tangles and lets a little clothes decrease on the final spin. It also adds a rinse to compensate for the slow intermediate spins. So it ups it from 2 to 3 rinses, and this is probably the reason why super wash is not available with it. Then we've got spin exclusion, which will cancel all the intermediate spins and the final spin as well. So there you go, that's all the options for it. And if you notice that pretty much the options are available for most of the cycles. Like all of them, pretty much. See? It's quite varied then. Oh, 10. Reduce creases on the silk cycle actually suspends the washing in the final rinse water. So that's a bit of an unusual one. That's why I was saying reduce creases does affect programs slightly differently. If you select synthetics, for example, it still does like a reduced spin from 800 to 600 RPM and all that. Same with any of the other cycles, reduced creases is available on. Superwash is available, weirdly, on the rinse cycle, and like I said, it adds an extra rinse within it, a very long second rinse. Just to note with these LEDs, so these LEDs have 2 purposes. Number 1, it will show you the wash, rinse, spin, and then final drain, followed by anti-crease stage, end and lock of the, that's for the door lock when the door is locked. It'll light red on that, end will light green at the end when it's finished. And also the other purpose is if there's any error codes, it uses them as well. You got the start pause button at the bottom. It glows green before you press start. When you hit play pause, it will turn orange and turn solid. If you're in anti-crease mode, it goes to orange and flashes, glows like the green does here. That's in anti-crease mode. So if it's on rinse hold, if it's got reduced creases with the Silks program, you'll get to there and that will glow orange. It also glows orange as well if you pause it, but you can't unlock. So there is that. You've also got a kick plate at the bottom with a filter hiding behind there. Right, we'll put this in. Very big, very bulky, but needs washing. It stinks. After it got leaked on by another washer. This is our detergent compartment. We've got 3 compartments here. We've got this. This is for all your main wash powder. Oddly enough, this doesn't have the little liquid dispenser like thing on this. We've also got, this is supposed to be for the pre-wash, but we don't have pre-wash on this at all, so it says to not use it. But if you do and you accidentally put powder in it, don't worry, because it will get flushed in to the main wash. It does fill up briefly through the pre-wash. And then we've got, this is for our fabric softener. Actually, we'll put a bit of fabric softener. Obviously, we've got a max fill line indicated there. Don't fill past it, otherwise it will drain prematurely into the wash. And it will be a waste of fabric softener and defects your powders. Now, so I think for this we're going to use synthetics. No, use synthetics at 50. We'll select 40 degrees. No, we'll put fast wash on. No, wait. Okay, we'll use cotton, 40 degrees. No, we'll use synthetic 40 degrees. We'll put superwash on. Alright then. Now, the thing is, after the machine's finished, it will automatically go off like this. If you turn the on off button, it will actually come up with the end light here to say it's actually ended, and obviously any options that you've selected for that self-wash. So don't worry if you come to your machine it looks like it's not lighting up. That means that if you turn it on and it doesn't do that, then it probably broke. But anyway, let's take a look. So I'm going to give this out of 10. Well, actually, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. It's got a nice... The slim depth's fine. It's quite basic. But it kind of gives you everything you kind of want. Too many cold cycles for me, for my liking. Like, for example, you got like Cotton's Cold and Cotton's 20. Very similar cycles, really. Effectively. But other than that, no, I like it. Good machine. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.